What's up, sister? It's your girl Danielle, and welcome back to the Pretty Powerful Podcast.
You have to ask yourself, are you wanting to follow this challenge because you're trying to create quick weight loss? Or are you wanting to do a challenge that's actually going to help you be healthy and create healthy lifestyle habits that you can have for life? Friend, okay, I just a few minutes ago finished teaching a live fun fitness class for some of my members. And right in the middle of it, I go blank. Has that ever happened to you? You completely just forget what you're doing. So I'm like staring at the camera and the music is still going and I'm like, what do we do? What do I do? And I just start busting a move. Like I just start freestyling. But really in my head, I kept thinking, should I just start over? You know, I'm already 10 minutes in, but I'm like, if I start over, that'd be better because then it looks more perfect and professional. But if I start over, then that's another 10 minutes that I have to do the same exact workout that I just did. And I recorded it and it was great up until that point. It was just that couple of minutes that just threw me off guard and I had to just shift, make a change. So we freestyled for like 2 8 counts and then I jumped back in and we were fine and ready to roll. And it got me really thinking about, well, obviously perfectionism. I'm a perfectionist. Many of us are. We want things to be great. You know, we want to show up as the best version of ourselves. But what happens when we hit those little bumps? What happens when we go like a deer in headlights and we don't know what happens next or what comes next, or we fall off or we make a mistake or we do something? Do we have to keep starting back at square one? Or do we just say, this is life and we roll with it and we shift and we freestyle and we figure it out? And we realize that through that is really where our power comes from. And through that is where the greatness, the fun, the joy, the life, you know, and so I thought it was such a perfect, I didn't do that on purpose, but I thought it was such a great way to really lead me into this conversation about 75-day hard. If you haven't heard of it and you're living under a rock, it's a program that was created by some dude who decided, now let me just be honest, I don't know all the background of this story, okay? What I do know is that 75-day hard is freaking hard. It is meant to really push you, challenge you, make you go and do intense things for 75 days, right? So and we'll go through all the things, but I really wanted to just come here and share because as a personal trainer and nutrition coach and body confidence strategist, it is literally my mission to help women become healthy. And there's a difference between health and weight loss, and we're not talking about that now, but I want you to be healthy. I want you to live a healthy life. I want you to create joy. I want you to, understand and be able to work with food and fitness and have a healthy relationship with those things. That is what I do in my job and in my career, is to help you be confident in your body and in the choices that you make. And obviously 75-day hard is something that many of my clients have tried before. Many people ask me about it, if I think it's a good idea, if, they should try that. And it's something that I haven't really talked a lot about myself. I have people ask my opinion or ask if I've done it. And I've never really shared because I'm not someone to hate on what other people choose to do because I think you should make choices that are right for you. That is what I stand on in everything that I do. But as we're coming down to right now, at the time of recording this, we are coming down to the end of 2023. And so it is getting close to that 75-day mark where now we're going to jump into a new year and you set New Year's resolutions and you do all these things. And so I kept thinking, what do I want the last 75 days of my 2023 to look like? What do I want to achieve? What would feel really good to me? And so I started thinking, I'm like, you know what? It's really fun that there's a 75-day hard challenge, and I know there's 75-day soft challenge, and all these things in between. And I'm like, you know what? I personally just really want to be healthy. That's it. That's the goal. I want to be healthy, and I want to be healthy. I want to be happy, and I want to be confident. End of discussion. That's it. That's the goal. And so I started thinking for myself, okay, how about, Danielle, why don't we, and yes, I talked to myself because why not? How about we create and do our own 75-day healthy? What does that look like to you, to where it's going to be somewhat of a challenge, more of like a focus that would be really fun that actually aligns with the lifestyle that you want to live. So I decided to put it out to the world and I said, hey, instead of 75-day hard, would anyone want to do my 75-day healthy with me? And the amount of interest from you all has been just mind-blowing. And so I'm pumped. I'm so excited. And I wanted to talk about on the podcast here, whether you choose to do 75-day healthy with me or you choose to do 75-day hard, that is totally your jam. But I wanted to give my opinion on the pros and the cons of 75-day hard and how I'm going to make a shift and twist on that feels really, really good to me and to my body and my goals. If you have ever done 75-day hard and it worked really, really well for you and you're obsessed with it and you love it and you would do it again, listen, sister, I will applaud you. I think that's freaking awesome. So I am not here to say, don't do 75-day hard. I'm not here to say that you shouldn't have done it and you should never do it. I am here saying why I personally have chosen to not participate in 75-day hard. But there are pros to it. And I want to talk about that quickly. So that way you can make a decision for yourself if that is something as we come to the end of the year, or maybe you are considering for the new year, just something that you can think about. So for me, I want you to know already, friend, that you do hard things. Life is hard. Life can be challenging. You're raising humans. You're fighting for, your next career step. You are building a business. You are being a great friend and a great mentor and a great sister and a great daughter. You are literally doing hard things every single freaking day. Can I get an amen? You are. You're living this life and this life can be hard. And so for me, when I think about 75-day hard, I'm like, why would we do that to ourselves? Do we really need one more thing that's hard? I enough of the hard. I want fun. I don't need easy, but I want enjoyable. I want effective. I want life-giving. I want energy. I want joy. So if something says it's hard, I'm out. Deuce, peace out, homie. You go, you do that, but life is hard enough. And I don't need to add one more thing that's hard. And so I just want you first and foremost to know that you already are doing hard things. You do hard things. And so if 75-day hard sounds too hard and like something you don't need to add into your life, that is okay. That is 100% okay. You get to make choices that are right for you, which is why I have chosen to not do 75-day hard, because I don't need more hard and that doesn't sound fun and life-giving to me. And I'm here to live a great freaking life with positive, joyful energy. So why make things hard? Life is hard. The other thing is, it kind of sets us up for failure if you really think about it. Okay, so let's talk about 75-day hard, what's included. Number one, you're drinking a gallon of water a day. Let me just say, props to this. That's cool. I'm down for drinking it. I already drink a ton of water, but I'm down. I help my clients all the time create systems to make drinking water so much easier and so much more enjoyable. But let's be honest, sometimes it does taste good if you're super thirsty, but I'd much rather have something that tastes more delicious than water. It's water. Anywho, I think that part of this is cool. Read 10 pages a day is the second thing that is expected on 75-day hard. And I read somewhere, again, I don't know all the background and I don't do a lot of research because I'm not interested in doing 75-day hard myself, but I read that you actually have to read 10 pages a day of a hard book, not an audiobook, not listening to a podcast, not anything like that. It's literally reading 10 pages a day. That sounds great. I don't know about you, but there are plenty of days where I don't have time to sit down. And I know that's probably the point of this is sit down, enjoy 10 pages of a book. And I love that idea. I love to read. However, if I have 10, 15 minutes to read 10 pages that day, I might need to use that to take a bubble bath. I might need to use those extra 10, 15 minutes to have a conversation with my husband. I might need to take those 10, 15 minutes to literally just sit in silence and do absolutely nothing. I get to decide what that self-care looks like. So I personally, number one, I should also have shared that I don't like being told what to do. I'm just going to be honest. So when something tells me that I have to do something a certain way, your girl's out. Like, I'm just not down for that life. So anywho, I think that's a great part of this. I think reading personal development is crucial to a healthy, happy lifestyle. But doing it and being forced to do it in a certain way, not my jam. Then we get to the point where you have to do 2 45-minute workouts. Do you realize that's an hour and 30 minutes out of your day? Do you know how many people struggle to find like 10 minutes a day to do something for themselves? Now, I think we should take that time, but do you really need to work out for an hour and a half? If you're starting at 0 minutes a day of working out, jumping to an hour and a half is probably going to throw you off course. It's just going to be like, what? This is so much. Especially if you're running kids around, you have a job, you're trying to take care of the home, you have a spouse, right? 2 45-minute workouts, and one has to be outside. Number one, if you're doing this certain time of year, and again, sure, tell me that I'm making excuses, but if it is 0 degrees outside where I live in the winter and there's ice on the ground, I'm not going outside. Call me dusty. I'm not walking out my front door if I don't have to. So 2 45-minute workouts is intense for me, in my opinion. I don't think that's necessary. I teach group fitness classes. Again, I'm a trainer, and I encourage my people, get your workout done in 30 minutes. You don't need to work out longer than 30 minutes if you're doing an effective workout. So next thing was following a diet. Okay, we'll talk about this in a second because you know me and you know that I hate this more than anything. And I know hate is a strong word, but follow a diet and have the most important part here is no cheat meals. Number one, I don't know who's cheating because I don't cheat on myself. So no cheat meals and no alcohol. Now, obviously, we know that if we go to McDonald's every single day and drink 5 beers a day, that's not healthy. Okay, so I'm down for like moderation here. But telling me that I have to follow a diet strictly for 75 days with no cheat meals, no alcohol, not interested. That's not a lifestyle. That is a quick, intense forcing me to do something that is not going to help me long term. And so we'll talk about that in a second. But the final thing is taking a progress picture. And I understand because they want you to, the person who created this wants you to see physical changes in your body. But what happens if you don't see physical changes in your body? Are you going to be happy? Are you going to be like, oh, this was worth it? More than likely, the way that our society has shaped our mindset is that you're going to get disappointed. You're going to be frustrated. And every single time you take that picture, you're going to be looking for changes. Let me tell you something, sister. Your body and the way that it looks has nothing to do with your health. The way that your body changes when you're working out and eating healthy is a great side effect, but it's not the goal. And so if our focus here is to take progress pictures to show success, then you have the wrong definition of success when it comes to health. And so for me, I strongly disagree with taking a progress picture. That will never, ever happen, especially every single day. That is an obsession with your body. This is how I view it, okay? You can view it different. We're allowed to have different opinions. That is an obsession with your body and making it change that is only going to set you up for failure. So I think the pros of the 75-day hard challenge is that it does encourage some healthy behaviors. It is great to drink more water. It is great to read a book. It is great to move your body. It is great to eat healthier. It is great, right? Like those things are really, really great. And it's always good to have a challenge, right? It's always good to have a goal or something to stay focused on. And so 75-day hard allows you to do that. So I think the system is awesome. I think the way that it's set up, it sounds simple because there's only 5 things you got to do and you do it for 75 days and then you're done. The cons, where I have a big problem, if I haven't already shared, I've shared a couple already by going through the list of things, but the cons for me is that you have to start over. This is the biggest one. Listen, if you have a hard time staying on track, you're on the wrong track. There is no track that where you have to keep falling off and going on and off and on and off and on and off and on. If you've experienced that in your life, like I have so many times, it's because the diet industry has gotten to our minds and it has messed up and warped this whole idea of what food and fitness is all about. And so we keep finding ourselves trying to be perfect, right? Because that's what 75-day hard is set up to be, right? If you're not perfect, if you miss one day of taking a picture, or one day of doing a 45-minute workout outside, or one day you choose to have a cupcake, or one day you miss 8 liters of water, whatever it may be, you miss one thing, you start from the beginning. You start from day 1. So you could get to day 67, and you miss one because life happened. And now we're told because you weren't perfect enough. I don't know about you, but I've been told way too much in my life that I'm not perfect enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not smart enough. So this is one more thing to say, no, you weren't perfect enough. You slipped up. One little thing, you slipped up. Now you start back from the beginning. Now let me also say this. If you do 65 days and then you start over and you do another 65 days of taking healthy action and loving action towards your body, that's a beautiful thing. I'm not hating on that. I'm not saying that 75 days and it's over, right? But the reality is that the clients that I've talked to and some of my friends that I've talked to, they've told me over and over, I've tried 75-day hard. I fell off 3 times and I kept struggling and I couldn't get to day 75. And what did they feel? They weren't telling me that as like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Like I actually did a total of 90 days because I kept falling off and getting back on track. They weren't proud of themselves. They weren't excited about it, which that's an exciting and proud thing to be. If you spend 90 days focusing on your health and your wellness, like how incredible is that? But what they were saying to me was that I feel defeated because I've tried it and I've done it and I've started and I've stopped 3-4 different times. I've never been able to do the full 75 days at one time. And they're defeated because the system is set up to tell them if they don't finish full 75 days, they have to keep starting over. And you're not good, you're not great, you're not perfect until you finish all 75 all at one time. And that is hard because life happens. Life happens. And this doesn't allow for life. So that is one of the biggest cons for me is that you have to start over. It doesn't take into account life happening, right? And I personally believe that making healthy habits and changes should fit in with your life. They shouldn't become your life. If we want to maintain and actually cultivate a healthy lifestyle, right, we need a new roadmap. And it's not based on perfection, it's based on progress. It's not based on being 100%, it's based on being better than you were yesterday. It's about becoming healthy. And for me, in my mind, doing an hour and 30 minutes of workout a day, following a diet with no cheats, no alcohol for 75 days, taking a progress picture every single day, and having to do that for 75 days straight, or you're not considered good and great and capable of finishing. By doing that, that is not setting me up. I'll speak for myself. That doesn't set me up for a healthy lifestyle because there ain't no way that for the rest of my life, I'm doing an hour and 30-minute workout every single day. It's just not going to happen. There's no way that I'm going to follow a diet. Number one, because I don't follow diets. But even if I say I wanted to follow a diet, if I followed a diet and I told myself no cheat meals and no alcohol for the rest of my life, that's unrealistic. And so you have to ask yourself, are you wanting to follow this challenge because you're trying to create quick weight loss? Or are you wanting to do a challenge that's actually going to help you be healthy and create healthy lifestyle habits that you can have for life? Because there's a difference. And only 5% of humans, this is based on science, right? We even learned this in our personal training certifications. Only 5% of people who follow diets actually sustain the results long term. And so if you want quick results that aren't necessarily going to create long-term habits, 75-day hard might be a good option for you. But if you want something that is going to create these healthy habits where you're like, yes, I want my heart to beat even better. I want to live a longer life. I want to have more energy. I want to have more joy. I want to have more passion. I want to learn how to make fitness fun. And I want to learn more about nutrition and make it super simple. And I want to create lifestyle habits that even my kids could do. And I would encourage them to do. Would you ever tell your kid to not have a cheat meal? Number one, let's stop saying cheat meal, but that's for a whole different podcast. But would you ever tell them, like, don't have that and you have to follow a diet strictly for 75 days? No, you wouldn't. And so if I wouldn't suggest that for a little kid, I'm not going to suggest it for myself, because it doesn't mean, it's probably not based on health. And I'm here to make health habits, healthy changes, right? So for me, in my opinion, this is not how we get healthy. This is how I drive myself crazy and I get frustrated with myself. Right? I'm just going to get frustrated. I'm going to get disappointed. I'm going to get angry if every single time I have to start from the top because I miss a workout, or I miss a day on my diet, or I don't read the 10 pages, right? So why are we making things hard? Life is hard. Why set ourselves up for failure? And so that's where I decided, you know what? I love the idea of the 75 days. I think it's a great idea. I love the idea of having 5, 6 simple things to do every day to make me move in the right direction of being healthier and happier and more confident. I love that. Like, there are some great things from this challenge that was created. And so that is where I came up with this 75-day healthy challenge. And I have a whole tracking planner that's all set up and tips and strategies as we go through this. And so for me, it's all about, how can I take these 5 things that 75-Day Hard created and make them what I believe is more for a healthy, happy, confident lifestyle? And that's exactly what I've done with creating the 75-Day Healthy Challenge. And so depending on when you're listening to this, I'm going to run a group for anyone that wants to do this with me, who really wants to take 75 days to have a checklist, to do things for fun. I will tell you, there is no starting over. If you miss a day of something that I encourage you to do, which, by the way, there will be no diet involved. I don't believe in dieting. And I don't believe in subtracting. I'm all about adding things to our lives. So it's more of like, here are, like, let's eat 1 serving of fruit and 2 servings of veggies, right? Let's do 1 15-minute workout. Let's drink 3 glasses of water, right? It's smaller pieces that can help us move forward into our healthy lifestyle. And there's no starting over. So let's say one day, I hope this doesn't happen, because I'm going to be encouraging you and motivating the crap out of you. But let's say one day we're doing this together and you don't drink any water. Let's say you were hiking and you got stuck for hours and you had no water and you couldn't drink any water. You don't have to start over. You get to start the next day. Because in my world, with my clients and the way I run things and the way I help women, is we're not on everybody else's track. We're on our own track. And there's no place where you have to get back on track, because we're not on one. We're on this thing called life. And we're just trying to take every single day and be 1% better than we were the day before. So I'm going to do this challenge starting on October 17th, I believe, because that is 75 days until the end of the year. And so we're going to celebrate together. And so I would love to have you do this with me. If you're interested in getting healthier, this sounds more like your jam than 75-Day Hard, then let's do this together. I'll drop it in the show notes, a link where you can sign up. When you sign up, it's totally free. When you sign up, you'll get an email with the planner that I've put together with some checklists and fun stuff. Just a simple thing that you can use as you're going through the 75 days. And I have my free Hype Squad group that we're going to be doing this together. And so you're welcome to join us in there, where I'm going to be sharing more motivation and tips and strategies and things like that throughout the 75 days. And then obviously, if you want more extra coaching and support through the 75 days, there's an option for that as well. However, let's say you're listening to this and it's like December 15th and you're like, oh my gosh, that was months ago. How can I need to do this. I need support with this. Girlfriend, you can still go to the link, sign up. You'll get the tracker sheet. You can have 75 days. Hit me up. Let me know that you're going to do this, and I will support you through this. And you can still be part of our Hype Squad and share all of your wins, because this is not going anywhere. Because even after those of us who finish the 75 days, guess what? Because of the way that I've set this up, this isn't a quick 75 days and done. This is I did 75 days. I could do another 75 days, and I can do another 75 days, because how I have set this up, the things that we're going to be doing every single day are good life things that don't need to be done for 75 days and stopped because it's too much. It's literally creating a lifestyle. So we can do this over and over and over again to continue on our health journey, which I think is really freaking cool, if I do say so myself. Anywho, that is what I got to say about 75 Day Hard. Again, if 75 Day Hard is your jam, it's your thing, keep freaking rocking it. I will celebrate you. I will clap for you. I will be so proud of you. But let me say this. I will celebrate you and be proud of you for the actions that you take, not for the weight loss results that you get. Because to me, this has nothing to do with weight loss. And it has everything to do with you making the decision to take care of yourself, your mind, and your body. And that is what I love to celebrate, because that is hard. That can be challenging. And it's the day-to-day consistency that you show up and you take care of you. That is what is worth celebrating. The weight loss might be a fun extra benefit that you're looking for, but to me, how you look is the least interesting thing about you. And so I want to know that you're healthy, and I want to know that you're happy, and I want to know you're strong, and I want to know that you feel powerful, and I want you to feel like a freaking $1,000,000. And I have hardly ever heard of anyone that has done the 75 Day Hard Challenge that has felt like that long term. And I want to change the game. And I want to change the way that we view food and fitness and our bodies. And so the 75 Day Healthy is the one way that I want to help you change the game for you. All right, so now that we've decided that we don't have to start over, I want you to take action for yourself today. I want you to do right now, I want you to go throughout your day today after you've listened to this, and I want you to ask yourself, am I progressing 1% better than yesterday? And let's take out that perfection mindset. Let's not think, do I need to start over tomorrow? Do I need to wait and start tomorrow? Do I need to wait and start Monday? No, today is the day. Regardless, already, I don't care what you've eaten. I don't care what you have or have not done today. I want you to ask yourself, how can I go through the rest of today and be 1% better than I was yesterday? Do I need to eat a serving of veggies? Do I need to maybe take a quick walk? Do I need to listen to another positive podcast? What do I need to be 1% better than I was yesterday? And let's take that whole perfectionist mindset, just like I was talking about at the very beginning of this, where I was teaching my fitness class and I thought for a second, should I just stop here, erase this, and start from the beginning? The answer is no. We don't have to start over. All of the things, all of the actions that we've taken up to this point are great, are fine. And now we get to decide how to move forward. So do a little freestyle. Do a plot twist. And move forward today, not with perfectionism, but how can I make progress and be 1% better than I was just yesterday? And that's how we create long-term health, happiness, joy, and confidence. All right, you got your challenge. You're going to go rock it today. Let's do the 75 Day Healthy Challenge together. Let's have so much fun. Let's end the year strong. And let's keep going and stepping into our powerhouse life. All right, sister, you are pretty powerful. Never freaking forget that. And thanks for being here. Drop a review. Share this on social if you think that this is valuable and could help another human in the world. And I appreciate you. I love you for being here. And I will talk to you on the next one. Bye, friend.
I'll remind you at the end of every single episode, you do not owe the world pretty, but you do owe yourself to step into your personal power, because you, my friend, are a powerhouse woman. Go out and prove it to yourself.